r/AskReddit. If you woke up to find 99.99% of the population disappeared overnight, what would you do? Look for the nearest abandoned grocery. That would be the best part. Free food. I'd get so fat. Post on Facebook who's still alive. Rob a bank just because you can. I don't understand why people are saying rob a bank. There isn't anyone in the stores. Everything is basically free. Find a library and take all the books on survival, carpentry, basics of building, boat building, radio making, cookery, etc. Everything I would need to survive, because highly unlikely the internet would last. Oh, and maps. Lots of maps. Locate decent and well-built homes and secure them. One on a hill, one on a farm with livestock, and preferably a well with drinking water. Ideally I'd find a structure that also had a massive underground warehouse/space. Next on the list would be medical supplies from hospitals and pharmacies far and wide. I'd then locate some sort of tanker and go and spend many weeks siphoning gas and keep it stored for further use. Then I'd take a huge lorry and travel round taking all the supplies I could from warehouses that supply supermarkets and fill up as much as I can and transport it all back to my underground space. Once I had enough supplies to last a good few years for quite a few people, I would start to try contacting others in the outside world using my newfound radio making skills. My warehouse space would be kept secret until I found a group of people that I felt I could trust, and then we would work out how to pool our resources and knowledge on how to start a decent community with decent education and medical facilities. Then I'd stroke my cat with an evil glint in my eye. Go back to sleep. That is truly the only move. If most people are dead, may as well get a couple more hours of sleep. Hello darkness, my old friend. Wonder why I was so unlucky. Damn, that really hit me. I'm moving into the one of the big ass mansions down the street. Raid Area 51. At this point it would likely be casually enter Area 51. Yes. There are a few houses around my town that sit on nice little plots and have freshwater ponds on the property. I'd go out and scout each one until I found the one that had everything else I'd need, namely a basement and a fireplace. Then I'd go out and scavenge canned food and propane and other survival goods. I wouldn't make too many major moves until after the first winter. Get comfy and wait it out. It was explained in The Stand by Stephen King that the winter will thin the number of survivors, as will accidents and other factors. Some will OD because they can just walk into a pharmacy and take whatever they want. Others are already sick and won't have medications. Some are children who can't survive, and some will die of stupidity. Once I survive the first winter, I get to work. I live in Ohio. We have had to pick baby corn plants out of our gutters before. I would start a reasonably sized garden for myself to grow food for canning and consumption. I would also scavenge other people's gardens from the year before. Many of those plants would have died and are now regrowing freely. Squash and tomatoes are big on that, and I could use those. Same with beans. Fruit trees are all over too. A lot of animals will have broken free. Pigs, cows, sheep, and so on. Many wouldn't have survived the winter, but those that did will begin to mate and can later be hunted. There will be plenty of deer in the meantime. I would start bow hunting immediately. Arrows can be crafted from scratch easier than bullets. That first summer is all about prepping for the second winter. After that it becomes a comfortable cycle of survival. Finally clean out my contacts on my phone. Priorities. Find the remaining 0.01%. Someone who is good at math. How hard would this be? There is approximately 7.53 billion people alive. If you remove 99.9% you have 7.53 million. The earth is 510.1 million kilometers squared long, using metric system, because that's what Google showed me, but only 7.6% is populated, leaving us with 38.76 million kilometers squared. If you divide the amount of people by the area of population you got population density, which in this case we would have a density of 1,942,343 people per kilometers squared. So it wouldn't be that hard to find part of it, but it would be hard after find all of them scattered around. 7.6% of the Earth's surface. I'm in Australia. How fucked am I? Look in people's houses. Take all the pretty stuff and useful stuff. Google how to live off the land before the internet and electricity and water stop working. Raid grocery stores and hang out in a nice big house with all the pets I find along the way. After that, I suppose I'd find a stream to live by and plant a garden. Maybe try to find another person and memorize everything you saw on Google. Enjoy the peace. There wouldn't be so much stress and anxiety over being successful and going to college, making lots of money, having the perfect life. I think it would be kinda nice until the grizzly bears start taking over former urban centers. Call in sick. Boss would still expect you to come in. I would most definitely just do some really dumb stuff for the first few hours and get a group of dogs to follow me, then wander around and get stuff like free food and maybe raid a few stores and homes, build a palace, then after that panic and get more doggers, maybe visit China. You will start to build your army of dogs. Nice. It would take a few weeks for me to notice. After that clothes would be optional and it'd move into a much fancier house. Well, I'd watch I'm Legend for starters. Take out the cigars. Set a blaze to everything. Put on the sunglasses. Watch the world burn. It's good to be king, baby. I used to think it'll be dope to be able to rampage through any restaurant I like. But I now realize that soon enough every street would just smell of rotten food and maybe dead animals and be cockroaches infested. And I can't cook it all, so as canned food expire a few years later I'd just die. You gotta find a place where they make that military food that lasts for ages. Guns and ammo and a dog for keeping you company, hunting and keeping guard. Naked Tuesdays. Naked every day. Steal a car. Learn to drive it. I've only driven a car once and it only lasted like 50 meters. Then I stalled it when I tried to get going again. Then immediately drive to the mall, about 18 kilometers away, not too far. Then proceed to raid the stores of whatever I want, but remember to wait with raiding for food for later, so the food doesn't go bad while you raid other things. After that I repeat the process a few times, storing the stuff I've gathered in my house and neighbors' houses. After that, survive. Have even more fun. IDK. Collect all the dogs. Go to the local military base and get a tank or something cool to drive around crushing shit with. Go to the gun store and raid their supplies. I need protection against animals. Then make sure there is nobody else, because there are other things to do. Free the animals, steal a plane, and raid Area 51 with my doggo army. After the realization set in that I'm all alone, I'll try to survive. I'm going to find myself a house with a big garden. The house should have solar panels for electronics. The garden is obviously to grow vegetables and fruit. Of course there is still food in the supermarkets, but they also turn bad, or over time I ate everything I could. I would also go to a bookstore. Some books for entertainment, but also for practical things like medicine, gardening and how to repair all different kinds of stuff, etc. I would also care for my 2 cats. I would be heartbroken if I couldn't care for them. Oh, and I'll learn hunting. I mean, I could survive on vegetables and fruit and water OFC, but cats are carnivores and need meat, so I need to get them food. Become the goddess of the forest and live peacefully amongst my animal subjects. I would immediately go see the following tourist attractions. London Eye equals 2.5 hour line. Sistine Chapel and Vatican Museums equals 2 hour line. Colosseum, Rome equals 2 hour line. Catacombs, Paris equals 3 to 4 hour line. Eiffel Tower, Paris equals 2 hour line. St. Peter's Basilica, Vatican City equals 1.5 hour line. Also would easily wear his hat, no regrets. Tower of London equals 1.5 hour line. Van Gogh Museum, Amsterdam equals 1.5 hour line. Play PS4. Would scout the town and sneak into houses, not to steal or destroy, just to go through people's personal stuff. 1. Freak out. 2. Get in a car and drive to Target and get some stuff for free. 3. Play video games on the console and TV I just got. 4. Realize I'm all alone and cry. Thank you for watching Reddit. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more r/AskReddit videos. Share your stories in the comments section below.